is back, ladies and gentlemen, and so am I. Welcome to another edition of the Rewind Sports 60. We're broadcasting live from the illustrious, fabulous studios of WCPT 820 AM in the beautiful, beautiful city of Chicago. This is the Rewind Sports 60. I'm Jerry Riles, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. The man is back. Tiger is back. And we're back at you one more time every Sunday, 6 to 7 p.m. right here at WCPT. We're streaming live on Facebook Live. And, of course, check us out on YouTube for the next 60 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. The fastest hour in sports conversation. We're going to break down the Masters. The man has finally reeled in another major. He has finally won another Masters, number 5. Hey, Jack! Look out, buddy! He's in your rearview mirror, buddy! He's gaining on you! Ladies and gentlemen, I am ecstatic, I'm elated, and I want you to be as happy as I am as well. Check us out right here at WCPT, and let's get to our illustrious panels. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the one. He's the only. He's the Italian stallion. He's DC. He's Danny Carlino. What's up, DC?
Welcome back, Jerry. When I walked into the studio today, I said, well, you came back. Where were you when you were away again?
Some people will say I was in space or something, but they always say I'm space.
It's probably warmer out in outer space, actually.
But actually, yeah, you're absolutely right. I was in Arizona.
Suffice to say, you didn't see any snow around there, or were you at any higher elevations where you saw?
No, I didn't see any snow. The temperatures were fantastic. It was awesome.
Yeah, thanks for not bringing any back for us.
Well, the snow is already here, man. I'm like, wait a minute. Didn't Prince have a song that sometimes it rains in April or something like that? Or snows in April? Did Prince have didn't he have a song like that? Sometimes it snows in April? Well, hey, may he rest in peace.
But he was also from Minnesota, so it does snow in April in Minnesota. I expected that.
Exactly. Danny Carlino, the Italian stallion. And, of course, ladies and gentlemen, you love him. Sometimes you can find him on Michigan Avenue. Maybe you find him over there in Humboldt Park, North Avenue. Or maybe he's over there in Schaumburg. Ladies and gentlemen, the north side, the south side, the west side, the suburbs. This man, he's right now, WCPT, the studios, 820 AM. He's the man on the street. He's Marty-B. What's up, Marty?
Hey, good afternoon, Jerry, and welcome back. I echo the sentiments of Danny and, of course, our new colleague, Robbie Rixer. Ready for a very exciting show today. Lots of sports controversy.
You got that controversy?
You know me. I'm always ready with that.
You know what? There's controversy, and especially if you're Chicago Cub fans, with this snow and this weather. The game was snowed out over at Wrigley Field, a friendly confines, but there certainly has been some controversy over this weekend series with the Anaheim Angels from Los Angeles, and of course, Kyle Schwarber. He wasn't happy, that's for sure. We'll get a chance to talk about some Cub baseball, and of course, congratulations to, well, he's not a good friend of mine, but Ricky Renteria and the White Sox going out to the Yankees and taking them behind the woodshed and getting the job done. Congratulations to the Chicago White Sox and Tim Anderson with the grand salami. We'll get a chance to talk some White Sox baseball, and we're pleased. Third straight week in a row. I haven't seen this guy. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you, Jerry.
This is the first time I've had an opportunity to see you. Rob Rixer is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. He is definitely a Rewind Sports 60 contributor to the program. How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you. Good to have you back in the studio and all refreshed and pumped after Tiger's massive victory.
Well, you know what? I am really, really pumped up. And before we get into it, top and bottom of the hour, it's the fastest hour in sports conversation, ladies and gentlemen. He's the one. He's the only. He's our TRS60 scoreboard update man. He's Gabe So Got Up. What's up, Gabe?
You know, glad to have you back, Jerry, but it's just kind of bummer that, the calendar says baseball season, but it looks more like football season out right now.
Well, you know what? It certainly does look like football season, and maybe have a moment of silence for the Alliance of American Football. I was disappointed. I was shocked, Gabe.
That broke my heart.
I was shocked. 8 weeks and have to fold up tent already. Are you kidding me?
You know, and the thing is, I really enjoyed covering that league and writing about it, and now to hear what's going on afterwards, that apparently they were struggling financially from the get-go. There's a lawsuit pending. But thankfully, many of these players have already been signed by NFL teams, so they'll get the chance to prove themselves with, mini camps and everything coming up within the next, few weeks and whatnot. But I was very disappointed and heartbroken about what happened to the Alliance because I really enjoyed watching the league. I thought that, they went about, their business carefully. But obviously there was a lot going on behind the scenes that we didn't know about. But it is
like money.
Yeah, exactly. And it
Makes the world go around.
Gabe,
Yeah.
Gabe, it'll do it to you every single time. If you don't have the funds, you're done.
And the thing that just really stinks about it is just the fact that we were hearing that this league was set up for a multi-year run, and they had strong media partners, which they did, but just another failed football league in North America. It's unfortunate.
You know what? I was surprised to hear about it, but you know what? I'm not surprised to hear about it. I'm not surprised to talk about it. Tiger Woods, 11 years, finally gets his 5th green jacket, and he's closing in on Jack Nicklaus as far as the all-time major winner. Congratulations to Tiger Woods and a fabulous Masters tournament, the 83rd Master Tournament taking place in Augusta, Georgia over the weekend. The 4-day festivities beginning really on Thursday and concluding on Sunday was phenomenal from start to finish. And the leaderboard on moving day, Saturday, and of course today, it was a who's who of world-class golfers in that tournament. And let's start with you, Danny Carlino, the Italian Stallion. Were you as impressed as I was with the demeanor and the patience and the focus that Tiger Woods brought to this tournament, and to hold on for 4 straight days, to stay in the hunt 4 straight days, and of course do what Tiger does on Sundays, to walk away with the green jacket?
Well, I don't know as far as impressive. It's just more that because of since he's been trying to come back, it's just getting through the full 4 days. He had to go through a time where he wasn't making the cut for a lot of these events. Mm-hmm. So just doing that is something. Staying consistent, not having any horrible rounds. Well, I didn't get to see much of it, but I did hear about that he had 12 holes in a row where he was at par or below. Mm-hmm. So that's not necessarily great. It's not Tiger Woods of 20 years ago great, but with the other guys falling off, especially my paisan over there. Did he have flippers for some of those shots? I heard he had several drinks, and I wasn't talking from the bar car that was the cart that was coming by that you see on the golf course when you're playing just with friends. He certainly fell apart, and he wasn't even on the board anymore. Toward the end, when I'm looking where's the Italian guy? Where'd he go? So slow and steady, is good enough. And so he stayed basic to fundamentals. He wasn't out of this world, but he was just good enough. Which what he's been doing the last 5 to 7 years. I mean, for that Tiger, for this version of Tiger, it was great. You know what? It was surprising because just maybe a year and a half ago, close to 2 years, Tiger Woods coming off the back surgery, and of course we remember what happened in was it Jupiter, Florida, where he took the medication. He's wandering, driving around, and the police pulled him over. Of course, he gets arrested. We see the mugshot and everything, and many people, and our own Gabe Salgado mentioned it before the show. Many people had written Tiger Woods off and said he is done. Some of our colleagues in the sports world, in the sports industry here in the Chicago market, said he will never win another major. He will never win another green jacket. He will not contend for the top spot as far as the matches are concerned, Jack Nicklaus. And so many people wrote him off. But to see, and we'll go to you, Rob Rixer, I watched from start to finish, and I'm eager to see what the ratings were from Thursday and, of course, today, Sunday. But is it surprising to you that Tiger Woods, less than 2 years, seemed like he wasn't even able to lift a golf club, let alone walk a golf club? Was it surprising to you that he finally got his 5th green jacket?
Yeah, I mean, we always all wanted it to happen, but I don't think anyone ever realistically thought he could get to this stage of actually winning a major, let alone the Masters. And there was a point that didn't seem too long ago, maybe 3 years ago, where people were saying that he may never be able to play golf again, let alone play professional golf, let alone be in contention on the last day of a major, and let alone win the Masters. So He has come so far, and honestly, I think it's maybe a bit of recency bias because it just happened a few hours ago, but I honestly think it's one of the greatest sporting comebacks of all time.
It is one of the greatest sports stories of all time, and a comeback. And a comeback that comes to my mind is when Michael Jordan left the game of basketball, and of course he came back and wore number 45 for our beloved Chicago Bulls. And we know the Orlando Magic knocked him out, and many people thought, Michael, that's it, hang up the shoes, sneakers, retire, it's all over and done with. And of course, we know what history tells us. 3 more championships here in Chicago. We'll get a chance to talk Chicago Bulls basketball, hopefully, before we get out of here. But if you want to join us, feel free to join us at WCPT 820 AM. Marty-B, the man on the street, when we get back, we'll get your thoughts on the great Tiger Woods winning his 5th green jacket. Ladies and gentlemen, keep it locked in. You're listening to the Rewind Sports 60 on WCPT 820 AM. Lock it in.
It's the end of the quarter. Time for a break in the action. The hottest sports panel in Chicago will get back to the fast-paced action, streaming live on Facebook Live. We're back at it after this quick timeout. So don't you dare touch that iPhone, Android, iPad, Mac, or PC. Lock it in.
This portion of the Rewind Sports 60 is brought to you by the Liquor Barn. They are friends of the program. From beers to spirits and champagne, the Liquor Barn is your libation destination for parties, banquets, weddings, and more. And don't forget to mark your calendars for the annual Wine Fest this fall. The Liquor Barn is located on the corner of Dundee and Milwaukee Avenue in Wheeling, 287 East Dundee Road, and their Niles location is 8170 West Golf Road. Feel free to drop by and say hello, and always remember to drink responsibly.
Right now, Doctors Without Borders medical teams are operating in some of the most remote and dangerous corners of the world. When front yards become front lines, when disaster erupts, when disease rages, when communities collapse under crisis, at the crossroads of conflict and epidemic, where there are no hospitals, that's where we operate. We go where conditions are the worst because that's where we're needed most. In nearly 70 countries, we're saving lives threatened by violence, disease, malnutrition, and catastrophic events. Donors are vital to our mission. Your response is critical to our response in places where few others will go. That's where we operate. Learn more at doctorswithoutborders.org.
Hi, this is Liz Nicholson Sullivan, the wife of former NFL player Jerry Sullivan. I am asking you to support House Bill number 4341, the Dave Duerson Act to prevent CTE, which bans tackle football for Illinois children under 12. CTE is a brain disease that can be caused by playing football. Its symptoms include dementia, depression, and aggression. Dave Duerson committed suicide when CTE began destroying his life. I am now watching my husband Jerry struggle against CTE. The best way to prevent this disease is to stop hitting kids in the head. Tackle football exposes young children with developing brains to hundreds of head hits each year. Show your support for House Bill 4341 or #Duerson Act. Together, we can save football players from CTE. And please go to concussionlegacy.com for more information. Thank you.
If it's Chicago sports you want, you're in the right place.
Hello, Chicago!
The Rewind Sports 60.
That's the best in the city of Chicago.
Welcome back to the Rewind Sports 60 with the best sports panel in Chicago. Lock it in.
Yes! 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 Yes!
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, he's done it again. Tiger Woods walks away with the green jacket the 5th time in his illustrious career, winning the 83rd Masters in Augusta, Georgia this weekend. Welcome back to the Rewind Sports 60. This is Jerry Riles on WCPT. Our number here, 773 773-9278, 773-763-9278. If you want to jump in and give your reaction, give your response to Tiger Woods closing in on the master one himself, Jack Nicklaus. Tiger Woods in a 4-day tournament finish with a 70 on Thursday, 68 on Friday, 67 on Saturday, and of course, 2 under 70 to walk away. He wins the Masters in 97, 2001, 2002, 2005, and of course now 2019. Congratulations to Tiger Woods, and a great, I got to tell you, all the golfers who contributed this past weekend, it was a phenomenal showing by an illustrious group, a who's who of golfers from around the world participating in one location, one venue, and they did not fail. And again, I'm eager to see what the ratings were for this Master Tournament. Joined by Danny Carlino, the Italian Stallion, and of course, Rob Rixer, our TRS60 contributor. The man on the street, Marty-B, is in the house. Gabe Salgado with updates at the bottom and the top of the hour before we out of here. It's the fastest hour in sports conversation. Marty-B, before we went to the break, and we got Kelly Lee Williams on our hotline along with Alan Myers. We'll be joining them in a couple seconds. But before we move forward with that, Marty-B, the man on the street, your reaction to Tiger Woods finally getting that, so to speak, elephant off his back and winning his 5th jacket. The only one to have 5 jackets. Of course, Jack with 6. Your thoughts?
Thank you, Jerry. I concur with my colleagues here. I was just so pleased and just so happy for Tiger. You know, I just knew from the onset that he was going to play extremely well. But after his first round on Friday, just listening to his comments after the first day, I knew that he was extremely confident that he had the wherewithal to accomplish this phenomenal feat. But going beyond that, as he was on the 18th green of the last round, just watching his mom and the pride and the love and how happy I was for her. As happy as I was for Tiger, I was even happier for his mom and those 2 beautiful children to see their father at his absolute best.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one thing when you talk about, that's very well said, Marty-B, and you talk about the children being there. Tiger said it was important for them to be there and witness everything, because he said, and they're young kids, he said the only thing they associated with their dad and golf was that golf caused so much pain in his life and hurt him physically. And he wanted to show them a different side, that no, golf, I have the pain and it hurts and I've had the surgeries, but golf is what made me the person that I am, and it's a lot of fun, and I want you to experience that now that you're a little bit older, Rob Rixer, and you can see what golf means to me and means to us as a family.
Yeah, and that had the amazing montage at the end at the 97 Masters of Tiger Woods embracing his late father, and then they showed it come full circle with Tiger Woods embracing his son after winning the Masters, walking off the 18th hole. And it was really emotional, and Jim Nantz brought it up during the presentation. And, the whole family aspect of it is really icing on the cake of what was a wonderful weekend.
It was certainly a wonderful weekend, and we're going to go to a wonderful man, a wonderful person. I love this guy, and I love all of you. If you want to join us, again, our number here is 773-763-9278, 773-763 WCPT. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the one. He's the only. He's Kelly Lee Williams! What's up, Kelly, on our TR60 hotline? How are you, brother?
Jerry, Riles, Danny Carlino, Rob Rixer, Marty-B, my man Gabe Salgado. Sorry I couldn't be there today, but I had to take care of some black guy stuff in Lansing, Illinois, so it's all taken care of, and I'm out once again to do things freely. So I will be there with you this coming Sunday, but thanks for taking my call.
Well, hey, get to the point. It's the fastest hour in sports conversation, but you said you had to take care of some black guy stuff. Is that you cleaning some chitlins or something, man? What are you doing?
Please inform us.
No, actually I was taking some golf lessons.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that what they call it? Okay, got it.
Your thoughts on Tiger Woods claiming his fifth jacket?
Tiger Woods has his 5th jacket, and I was looking at the screen as everybody else was going, wow, this is cool. But then something hit me. When you started talking about Michael Jordan and comparing him to Michael Jordan, we can't do that anymore because there's a big difference between what Michael Jordan did and what Tiger Woods did when they left the game. Michael Jordan left the game because of sorrow that was done onto him. His father was murdered, and he was distraught. Tiger Woods left the game because you know what he did. Bunch of chicks, and he messed his own life up. That is not a comparison there. Yeah, they're both great in their ways, but Michael Jordan, so much better. Just one on that. And
wow, that's pretty interesting. If you guys want to jump in real quick, it's the fastest hour in sports conversation. With this victory with Tiger Woods, do you think Tiger Woods has surpassed Michael Jordan? And we're just talking about their performances either on the golf course or the basketball court. But as far as what their legacy stands for, do you think Tiger Woods, with his 5th jacket, has exceeded Michael Jordan as the GOAT as far as athletics are concerned? And even Tom Brady. Feel free to jump in. Give us a call, 773-763-9278, 773-763 WCPT. Go ahead, Kelly.
I'd love to answer that right now. No. N-O. Why? Because there is not a teenager, there is not a person, no young person that is putting on a jersey, taking a golf club and swinging that golf club and saying, I'm Tiger Woods. But you damn sure know that people are still buying Jordans 30 years later. Jordan hasn't put on a pair of Jordans in 30 years.
Hey man, you sound like you still doing black guy stuff, because if you think that there aren't kids out there are grown men out there. Did you see? And what I like about this, Rob Rixer, is that in the past they would call them the gallery or the fans. Now they're what do they call now? Not what did they call them? Not partners, not spectators. The patrons. They call them the patrons. If you don't think that Tiger Woods, with all those patrons out there, did you see it? I know you said you were watching on the screen. Did you see all the patrons out there? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
You. Absolutely not. And I'm glad.
And I love Michael Jordan.
And I'm glad you did say black guy stuff, because it's exactly it. You name me a person that's Tiger Woods' prodigy. You name me 1, 2, 3 black guys that have decided to take up golf and say they want to get involved in the game. Name me another black guy that's even playing.
What is wrong with you? What is Danny Carlino? Your thoughts?
I think it's a little apples and oranges. You have one that's involved in an individual competition.
Oranges, Danny.
No, I'm just talking about comparing the two, because one is involved in an individual competition, while the other one was involved with a team competition. So it's a little harder to stand.
Legacy. We're talking about legacy.
No,
okay.
No, I know, but that's okay. Legacy-wise, I'll agree with you, Kelly, because basketball is more of an not that golf isn't international, but I mean more people follow basketball. There's more opportunities in basketball because there's a team involved. It's not just one guy. You don't have to be the best of the best in order to be part of a winning team. So I think Michael Jordan has certainly much more influence than Tiger Woods. And again, his layoff was 2 years. Whatever the reasons were for the layoffs or the disparity in between championships, I think one was 2 years, one was one was almost a decade as far as success is concerned. So there's a little bit of difference in that too.
Rob?
Yeah, again, I think apples and oranges is a perfect term. I hate comparing sports to sports, but for me, Tiger Woods come back from 4 back surgeries. I mean,
unbelievable.
You come back from 1 back surgery, and when it doesn't work, you go for a second and a third, and it comes to a point where you just think it isn't going to happen. And especially at the age of 43, I mean, that's just I can't even put words on it right now.
And
Marty-B.
I certainly can see Kelly's point of view, but I don't want to make any comment today that would in any way diminish what Tiger accomplished.
No, you simply can. And again, Gabe, would you want to chime in before we get to you?
Yeah, just really quick, to Rob's point is, what the moment that stood out to me where I said, Tiger, you made your money, there's no shame in walking away, is when he hit that off the tee, and you remember, it was all over the highlight reels, and he dropped to his knees because he was in so much pain with his back. And that was the moment where I was like, Tiger, no shame in walking away. Your legacy is cemented. You made your money. But, obviously he proved us all wrong today.
He certainly did. And we want to prove.
He's great. I mean, he's great. He's one of the greatest in the world. Yes, one of the greatest golfers in the world. But we're talking about his legacy.
One of them.
As far as legacies, yes.
Dude.
I think Michael Jordan, yes. I think Michael Jordan's legacy is better than Tiger. My opinion, that's what I...
And you're entitled to your opinion, and you're entitled to be a part of the Rewind Sports 60. Hold your thought there, Kelly. We'll come on back. We got a TR60 scoreboard update coming up. The rest of you on the phones, please hold on. We will certainly get to your calls. If you want to join in the fastest hour of sports conversation, only thing you have to do is just pick up the phone. Push those digits, 773-763-9278, and you'll be here. The Rewind, Sports 60, Gabe Salgado. Take it away, TR60 scoreboard update.
This update is brought to you by the Monster Education Foundation. The White Sox are loving New York City this weekend as a 4-run fourth inning combined with 6 innings and 5 strikeouts from Carlos Rodon gave the Southsiders a 5-2 win over the New York Yankees in the Bronx to take 2 out of 3 in the series. The Sox are now 5-9, and they begin a 3-game series at home against Kansas City tomorrow. Game 3 between the Cubs and Los Angeles Angels at Wrigley Field was postponed today because of snow. No makeup date has been announced yet. The Cubs are now heading to Miami to take on the Marlins. As we've been discussing, Tiger Woods won his 5th Masters tournament today, earning his first green jacket since 2005 and his 15th major championship overall after overcoming injuries and adversity in his personal life over the last several years. NBA playoffs, the Milwaukee Bucks leading the Detroit Pistons 28-12 in the first quarter in Game 1 of that series. Earlier today, the Celtics beat the Pacers 84-74, Game 1 of that series. Portland defeats Oklahoma City 104-99. NHL playoffs right now underway. No score in the first period between Columbus and Tampa Bay. The New York Islanders defeated Pittsburgh 4-1 earlier today. Later tonight, we have San Jose and Vegas, and St. Louis and the Winnipeg Jets. This update is sponsored by Monster Education Foundation, MEF, empowering the next generation of leaders. Go to monstereducationfoundation.org for more. I'm Gabe Salgado for the Rewind Sports 60 and WCPT AM 820 Chicago.
You're watching the Rewind Sports 60. Go Illini!
It's the end of the quarter. Time for a break in the action. The hottest sports panel in Chicago will get back to the fast-paced action, streaming live on Facebook Live. We're back at it after this quick timeout. So don't you dare touch that iPhone, Android, iPad, Mac, or PC. Lock it in.
This portion of the Rewind Sports 60 is brought to you by the Liquor Barn. They are friends of the program. From beers to spirits and champagne, the Liquor Barn is your libation destination for parties, banquets, weddings, and more. And don't forget to mark your calendars for the annual Wine Fest this fall. The Liquor Barn is located on the corner of Dundee and Milwaukee Avenue in Wheeling, 287 East Dundee Road, and their Niles location is 8170 West Gulf Road. Feel free to drop by and say hello, and always remember to drink responsibly.
Just now, another kid dropped out of school. There's one every 20 seconds.
If we do nothing, 3.5 million kids won't receive a diploma over the next 4 years. But there is someone who can change that. You. United Way knows that kids who have a caring adult in their life are more likely to make it. So make a pledge. Tutor. Mentor. Volunteer to read with children. And the difference between a dropout and a graduate could be you. Take the pledge to volunteer now at unitedway.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in Illinois is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, it just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the Illinois High School Association and the Illinois Athletic Directors Association.
If it's Chicago sports you want, you're in the right place.
Hello, Chicago!
The Rewind Sports 60.
That's the best in the city of Chicago.
Welcome back to the Rewind Sports 60 live with the best sports panel in Chicago. Lock it in.
Call your sons, call your daughters, call your friends, call your neighbors.
Call them.
What do you call them?
Tell them the Rewind Sports 60 is on the air on WCPT 820AM. Sorry. No, it's okay. WCPT 820AM.
It depends how much you like your neighbors, right?
Yeah,
what do you call them?
It really does.
Hey, you over there.
You.
Fella?
Yeah, that guy.
Whatever.
I hate to think of what...
Bring back my lawnmower.
My neighbors may call me.
As long as they call you on time for dinner and you have a taste tester.
There you go. Let's go back out to the phone lines. Kelly Lee Williams will join us. That's Danny Carlino, the Italian Stallion. Rob Rixer, our TR60 contributor. And, of course, Marty-B, the man on the street. Gabe Salgado, TR60 scoreboard update. Kelly Lee Williams! You there, buddy?
Hey, yes, I am. Just want to make sure that it's clear. Marty-B, I am not trying to diminish this man's accomplishments in any way. He is an amazing athlete, and what he's done is incredible, otherworldly. But when we're talking about legacy, that's where I differ. When Jerry said Michael Jordan or Tiger Woods, if you compare the legacies, I don't think there's a comparison. Tiger Woods is not finished yet. Tiger Woods has some things to do, and I hope that he does them. He can still be a leader in our community, like I'm saying. I mean, I just see he could be doing more. You know what I'm saying? As far as legacy only, his game is wonderful, solid, best player in the world. Legacy can be built a little more. That's all.
Let's go out to our phone lines. Alan Myers is on the line. Alan, how are you? Welcome to the Rewind.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us and being a part of the fastest hour in sports conversation. You're a student of the game. You played the game. You've watched the game. You were, my understanding, you were down at Augusta, GA, to take in the 83rd Masters. What were your thoughts, your reactions, your feelings for the four days, and of course, what happened on Sunday?
You know, I actually was there for 2 days, and I came back, and it was just a win for the ages. You know, the fact that Tiger's full comeback has now come full circle is truly amazing. Not to digress to comparing to Michael Jordan, that sounds like bar talk in terms of trying to figure out two totally different sports, two legacies, and everything along those lines. But, you know, going to the Masters, I'd be curious. Has anybody in the studio ever been down there?
I've never had the pleasure of doing it. That's one of the things on my bucket list. And I truly wish that I were there this weekend, because from my experience, from what I've been able to see on the television monitor over the years following the sport of golf, this was clearly one of, if not the best, it was clearly one of the top five of all time, in my opinion. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, well, we know it was unique today because they had to go double tees because of the weather that was coming in. So that changed the dynamics. You know, Tiger said that he had to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, and it really changed things from the standpoint that the leaders didn't have to wait until noon, 1 o'clock, almost 2 o'clock, you know, Eastern time to tee off. So that changes things right out of the gate. Everybody was out there playing early, which was kind of, you know, different from a viewing perspective, you know, even sitting on your couch. Different from going out there and whatnot. But truly, I agree with you. It's one of those places to go to give you the perspective of really the old school feel, no cell phones, just being, you know, in present time, old school scoreboards, really respectful patrons, as they call them, not necessarily fans, so to speak, and really the Southern hospitality. So it's interesting, you know, being up close to 50. I never went until probably about 10 years ago. And I feel I had many opportunities in my 20s and 30s. And as I've alluded to before, a lot of people from these parts just feel like it's such a foreign world. How do I get there? Where exactly is it? How do I stay? And it has become such a major global event. The logistics can be difficult. But when you walk the sacred, hallowed grounds, it is something like no other. And the fact that Tiger won this year, to have been there, I'm sure, is a lifetime memory, but just even watched on TV is as well.
Hey, Alan, what do you think? Remove the Tiger Woods storyline from today. How good was that final round of play? We had about 7 guys in contention within about a shot of the lead. I mean, at one point, I believe Patrick Cantley had not even been shown on the TV. Not a single shot was shown. He holed an eagle, and that put him in the outright lead. And I think that just shows what kind of day it was, where the leaderboard was changing every 10 minutes, it seemed like.
Yeah, there's no question. Again, with the double tees and everybody kind of coming in at rapid fire, it was a unique finish. But, you know, the interesting thing I think that, you know, gives good talk up for the radio even, too, is would this new crop of emerging stars and really talented, big bombing type athletes, i.e. Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka. Nobody's even talking about Rory McIlroy, who wasn't in the mix trying to go for the career Grand Slam. Would these type of people who never saw who never saw Tiger in his prime, would they be intimidated? Would they wilt? And you know what? Candidly, the announcer said that at one point Molinari was going to be the guy that you'd have to go beat him. he wasn't going to beat himself. And then what happened? The crazy game of golf struck. He put 2 in the water, and he almost became an afterthought by the 14th or 15th hole. So, again, Tiger really stepped up. He answered. Koepka had the birdie putt on 18. It was a weird putt that didn't break the way he thought it would. Had he made that putt, then Tiger would have had to have made that last putt on the hole to win. Otherwise, they would have went into a playoff. So there was a lot of drama. I think it's the golf is in a tremendous place from a viewership standpoint, and there's so much great young talent out there. And I think it just will continue to get better, and there's a lot of intrigue with the U.S. Open coming up at Pebble Beach. First is the PGA in May at Bethpage, where I believe Tiger's won before, if I'm not mistaken. Might want to fact check that.
Mm-hmm.
And so this whole competition of Tiger trying to surpass Jack, and 1 away in green jackets from tying the lead, and then obviously 3 to tie, 4 to win for majors. It's going to be a lot of intrigue, and I think it's great for the sport.
You know what? And we appreciate you, Alan Myers, being on our TRS60 hotline to talk about the Masters. There's a lot there, and I think this victory, as far as Tiger finally getting his 5th green jacket, and the reason I kind of make the comparison as far as what Michael Jordan did and what Tiger Woods is doing is the fact that Michael won the 3 championships, and we thought that was it. He left the game, whatever reasons, and then he came back and was able to win another 3 championships for our beloved Chicago Bulls. I feel that Tiger, with this victory, gives him it kind of like opens up the gate for him now, because he struggled and no one expected this guy. It's been 11 years. He struggled. He battled. He went through the surgeries. He's had the personal, downfall in his life, and now he is able to put everything aside, get back to his old form of winning, and I believe this is just the start of something beautiful as far as the world of golf is concerned, and Tiger Woods.
Yeah, I mean, I think quickly, golf traditionally, as you get into your 40s, the number of players that have won majors really is not a terribly long list. There's no question, but I do think with technology, with how these guys are more athletic now and taking care of their bodies, obviously he came back from a back fusion and all the different surgeries. His health will be maintained. I think, maybe 50 is truly the new 40, and he's going to be right there competing at all these majors. And again, just great for the game. We all know it's an incredible game. It takes the mental focus, and that's really what he did today. He just wears the field down with patience and discipline, and at the end of the day, he came out on top like he has so many times. But it is truly amazing how long ago it was since he won his last Masters when you really think about it.
It's unbelievable.
And that would be the difference, where Michael Jordan, a couple of years off, that's one thing. But, when you start talking over a decade, that's a long time in any kind of career.
It's unbelievable. Hey, Alan, it's the fastest hour in sports conversation.
All you have to look at, like the juxtaposition of the first one with the dad, this one with the son, and then just look at this hairline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am fully coiffed, so I don't. That's not a disparaging comment against those that are more follically challenged, but that's just one way to look at it. I mean, a decade is a decade, and plus for him specifically at the Masters.
Alan, we got to run. Thank you so much.
Enjoy the show. Thanks for having me.
We'll talk to you, brother. Appreciate it. Let's go back out to the phones. TR60 style. Streamwood. Glenn from Streamwood. What's on your mind?
Hello, guys. Hello, Danny and Jerry and I think Rob, Rich. I forget all the names. And with this weather, I'm currently working with this weather, as a security guard. I was greatly encouraged after the crappy weather that I drove home in from my 11 to 7 a.m. Job, 11 p.m. with Danny Carlino I saw earlier with his meme of a duck on Facebook. And and it was like somebody had posted, I had replied duck, and then he had a meme of a duck. And then Jerry, I believe, I talked to you on the phone. I was able to win something. You were the producer at another station, and it was Blackhawk tickets. And everybody was given, I want to say, an NCAA tournament team back when it was 64, and I was given Indiana. And so I remember saying to the host, how could I'm a huge Illinois Fighting Illini fan, so how could any self-respecting Illinois fan root for Indiana? And it's like, well, you might win the prize. It was the top prize, and ended up losing. So I think Adrian Branch might have been on that team, Juan Dixon, and Lonnie Baxter, who I liked when he was with the Bulls. I might be one of the few people, but I liked his rebounding and his inside game. But they, even though I didn't get the luxury box suite, I did get the 500 level. And I went with a friend, and he gave me a road. The road jerseys were red. And so I enjoyed it, and it was Tony Amonte's last goal as the Chicago Blackhawks.
Glenn, I love the story. I really do. It's the fastest hour in sports conversation, and that hour is dwindling really, really quick. Your thoughts in 30 seconds on Tiger Woods.
Oh, I'll get the Tiger, but the AAF, the one thing it was known for, the Bears got a kicker
Fryer
for 3 years. And so not sure if it's good or bad, but Tiger, here's the thing. I mean, for him to be the GOAT, I mean, Michael is not only the GOAT in the NBA and all of basketball, he's one of the GOATs in all of sports compared to Muhammad Ali. And, Tiger, there's real, it's a team thing in basketball. In golf, it's more individual. And the measuring stick, he's got 15. He's 3 short of the Golden Bear, 18. If he gets up to 18 or more than 18, then he's in the conversation. But Michael is not only the best in basketball, he's considered one of the best in sports. And Tiger's not there yet. And so.
Hey, Glenn, we got to run. Thank you so much for your comments, and keep listening to us, WCPTs. Jerry Riles, Danny Carlino, the Italian Stallion, Rob Rixer, our TRS60 contributor, the man on the street, Marty-B, and, of course, Gabe Salgado with updates coming up. Folks, keep it locked in. This is the fastest hour in sports conversation, The Rewind, Sports 60. Lock it in.
It's the end of the quarter. Time for a break in the action. The hottest sports panel in Chicago will get back to the fast-paced action, streaming live on Facebook Live. We're back at it after this quick timeout. So don't you dare touch that iPhone, Android, iPad, Mac, or PC. Lock it in.
This portion of the Rewind Sports 60 is brought to you by the Liquor Barn. They are friends of the program. From beers to spirits and champagne, the Liquor Barn is your libation destination for parties, banquets, weddings, and more. And don't forget to mark your calendars for the annual Wine Fest this fall. The Liquor Barn is located on the corner of Dundee and Milwaukee Avenue in Wheeling, 287 East Dundee Road, and their Niles location is 8170 West Golf Road. Feel free to drop by and say hello, and always remember to drink responsibly.
Just now, another kid dropped out of school. There's one every 20 seconds. If we do nothing, 3.5 million kids won't receive a diploma over the next 4 years. But there is someone who can change that. You. United Way knows that kids who have a caring adult in their life are more likely to make it. So make a pledge. Tutor. Mentor. Volunteer to read with children. And the difference between a dropout and a graduate could be you. Take the pledge to volunteer now at unitedway.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Liz Nicholson Sullivan. As the wife of a 9-year NFL veteran suffering the long-term effects of untreated and undiagnosed head injuries, I know how dangerous concussions can be. The Concussion Legacy Foundation is a nonprofit dedicated to keeping kids safe in sports. Their Team Up Speak Up program teaches kids to speak up to a coach or athletic trainer if they think their teammate might have a concussion. Whether you're a parent, coach, or athlete, you can make a difference. Join me and sign up at teamupspeakup.org.
Welcome back to the Rewind Sports 60 live with the best sports panel in Chicago. Lock it in.
The Rewind Sports 60 on the radio, Facebook Live, Comcast Access, Evanston, Northbrook, Chicago.
Thank you, guys. Fastest hour in sports conversation. Yours truly, Jerry Riles, joined by the Italian Stallion, Danny Carlino, DC. Rob Rixer in the studio, along with the man on the street, Marty-B, and, of course, Gabe Salgado with updates coming up before we're out of here, ladies and gentlemen. there's so much to talk about in the world of sports. Not only the fact, and again, congratulations to Tiger Woods on the illustrious victory, finally getting the 15th major title. Many felt that he would never accomplish the feat. And now he's got his 5th jacket, and he's looking stronger than ever. But if there's anything else in the world of sports conversation you guys girls want to jump in on, because we're certainly going to jump in on, feel free. We're here for you. Aside from Tiger, I mean, it's his day. There's no question about it. It's his weekend, and he will certainly be the talk. But to start off this past week, we heard the some people may say unsettling news. Some people may say joyous news. But Magic Johnson abruptly steps down as the president of the Los Angeles Lakers, his beloved Los Angeles Lakers. And then a few days later, Luke Walton part ways with the Lakers. And, of course, locally, our own Chicago Bulls, John Paxson, gives his end of the season address to the media. And we see that Boylan is locked in. And Mr. Paxson believes the future is bright for our Chicago Bulls. And, of course, we cannot forget Derrick Rose and his Pooh documentary that came out a few days as well. And we learned that he literally broke down in tears when his agent, B.J. Armstrong, called him to say that he was going to be dealt to the New York Knicks. Feel free. And, of course, Cubs baseball, Sox baseball. Kyle Schwarber was upset.
Ring him up. Ring him up.
I thought it was a strike, to be honest with you. I thought it was a strike, third strike call. And that's not, if you're a Cub fan, the way you wanted the game to end. But unfortunately, it did end that way, and the Cubs were not happy with that. And, of course, congratulations to the White Sox going to the Bronx and handling business. But, Danny Carlino, your thoughts on any of those topics?
Tim Anderson, Grand Slam, first Grand Slam by a White Sox player since 2003 at the Yankee Stadium when Frank Thomas hit one off Roger Clemens.
And they said that it happened seconds after Tiger Woods won the Masters.
Tiger Woods can make anything happen. What can I tell you? Anyway, so good on them. Other than that one hitter, a good weekend out in the Bronx for the White Sox. Don't know what it portends for the future. I mean, Eloy Jimenez getting his first home run. That's got to be a thrill to do it at Yankee Stadium.
2 in one game.
Yeah, 2. Not just that.
2
of them. So
how about we all go work for the Lakers? Let's apply for that job.
Yeah. Well, Pat Riley say I don't want it.
You know. I just want to think with Schwarber before we get to Magic or his unmagic-like performance as the president of the Lakers. The thing with Schwarber is I understand the frustration when you're batting 190, but also when you're batting 190, don't expect to get any calls.
That's true.
I know. I don't. Okay, I'm a White Sox fan, so you can look at it as I'm crapping on
you're
the
biased.
Cubs. But if you think about it, he's a guy who hits long home runs, and had a really good week at a really good time when he came back from injury in the second game of the season in 2016 to have a really good week or 10 days as a designated hitter for the Cubs in the World Series. That's his career. So he really belongs. If the Cubs are smart, they'll deal him to the American League to see if they can get something for him because he has no position.
Let's not forget that he also swung at a bad pitch on that last play.
Another thing too, and I heard some people talking post game that instead of trying to hedge your bets, if you're defending on that play, being defensive, just swing and try to foul it off versus I hope he doesn't. You're putting too much in the umpire's hands. And again, when you're batting 190. Don't depend on it.
It was a good pitch, and he checked off. Unfortunately, I thought he went around just enough for the third base umpire to see it because he's standing right there on the foul line right there. So he has a good view. I thought Kyle Schwarber just a tad went through the swing, and that was enough to get him rung up. But real quick, as far as Theo Epstein loves Kyle Schwarber. He loves him, and he's waiting and hoping for the DH to come to the National League, and that's why he's holding on it. But I have to give him credit. I have to give Kyle Schwarber credit. I think he's slimmed down, and I think he's playing very, very effective baseball in left field. I think he's improved his game there.
Remember when he was supposed to be a catcher part-time?
Yeah, of course. Well, he was a catcher,
but
But
what do the Cubs need more than anything right now?
Pitching!
Exactly. So They wouldn't miss him for a minute if they can get a decent, especially a bullpen arm.
There you go. As far as John Paxson and what he said about the Bulls and the future, I mean, we've been waiting 14, 15 years for
what future.
And Marty said the Bulls got something up their sleeve. They got something up their sleeve. They just been waiting.
Yeah, it's an arm.
We certainly do. I'm delighted. Has it been finalized yet? Jim Boylan will be with us for 3 more years.
Did he get a Ricky Renteria deal?
Yeah.
In the middle of the night.
I don't get it. Congratulations to Joe Quenneville as well for getting the job. But yeah, I mean, Marty, you seem to believe that Paxson is right and the Bulls are finally ready to turn the corner.
Absolutely. I leave it all in the hands of Garfield Foreman and John Paxton. They will deliver future greatness.
Rob, any comment?
Just going back to the Cubs, I got to say, as a glass half full supporter of the Cubs, at least they didn't lose today, right?
No. Well, they lost because of the weather. They lost out to the weather. The weather's like, no.
Hey, I'm taking that as a non-loss.
But luckily, the weather is not in their division.
And here's the beauty of it. You're a Cub fan, you're a Sox fan. They both have identical records now, right?
All perspective,
Unbelievable.
which is good and which is bad. Both are disappointed, though.
Marty, man on the street, do you have any closing thoughts or anything for us?
Yes, we'll make this brief, Jerry. We're a little limited on time here, but I want you to know that in the ensuing weeks, we're going to develop some guidelines for Christian life, growth, and transformation. That will be a many, many step process. However, this is a very special week. For us Catholics and Christians, it's Holy Week. And I want you to keep one thought in mind when it comes to Good Friday. It was not the nails that held our Lord and Savior to the cross. Instead, it was his love for us, his love for mankind, that sustained him on the cross. Please keep that in mind as you attend services on Good Friday. And we would definitely be remiss if we were not to mention what a special time it is for all of our cherished Jewish friends. Passover is such a meaningful time for friends and families to rekindle the marvelous Jewish heritage of which I have such respect. Have a very, very blessed Passover, Easter season, and I wish you all a very cordial good afternoon.
He's Marty-B, the man on the street. Thank you so very much for those enlightening and touching words. We appreciate you. Marty-B, Rob Rixer, thank you so very much. Love to see your beautiful smiling face. And don't be a stranger.
Welcome back.
Danny Carlino, the Italian Stallion, thank you, sir.
You think we get Magic Johnson on the show since she's not busy? Is he going to focus on the Dodgers now? Is he going to focus on the...
He may, because they've gotten a lot closer to winning the World Series than the Los Angeles Lakers, for sure. Thank you so much for being a part of the fastest hour in sports conversation. I want to say thank you to Kelly Lee Williams for joining us on the TR60 hotline. Gabe Salgado with the TR60 scoreboard update, my man. Take it away. Have a good one, and we'll talk to you guys next Sunday, 6 o'clock sharp, right at WCPT 820 AM. Take it away, Gabe.
TRS60 Sports Update.
This update is brought to you by the Monster Education Foundation. One NBA playoff game in progress right now. The Milwaukee Bucks lead the Detroit Pistons 49-30 with 6 minutes left in the second quarter. NHL playoffs right now, no score between the Lightning and the Blue Jackets as that game is in the second period. And all other games have either been played earlier or will be later on this evening. And of course, as we talked about the Bulls, they finished the season with a 22-60 record. Only 9 wins of those are coming at the United Center for the worst home game win total in franchise history. And now they're waiting to hear what draft pick they'll get when the NBA draft lottery comes up next month. Blackhawks earlier this week were given the 3rd overall pick in the NHL draft, which will take place next month as the NHL's draft lottery was earlier this week. This update is brought to you by Monster Education Foundation, MEF, empowering the next generation of leaders. Go to monstereducationfoundation.org for more information. I'm Gabe Salgado for the Rewind Sports 16 WCPT AM 820 Chicago.